Hey, Song and Sword family, welcome to a brand new week. It's Monday. I'm tired. That seems to be a theme with me lately. I don't know how you guys doing today. This is Song and Sword. This is where we proclaim Jesus with the song of grace and the sword of truth. Thank you guys for joining me on this Monday and every day, right here for 5 minutes in the Word of God. What a great day yesterday at Song and Sword Church. If you weren't able to make it, please go back and listen to the sermon from John about love. In fact, this is a sermon I hope it gets shared many, many, many times because we live in a world that talks about love, sings about love, says love, describes love, but doesn't really understand it until it is experienced through Jesus Christ and his love from God for us. Just gave you the sermon, kind of, but stay on this YouTube channel. You can watch it again. I'd like that if you would. Let's see what else is going on. Let's continue to pray with us every day at 1:49. Lifting up all the stuff, our passion to change the future of our youth and to invest in them, to invest in the future of preaching. Keep praying for the School for Preachers, and pray that our ministry just continues to thrive in this town. And so we need those prayers. We can't do it on our own. God's the one behind all of that. He's before it, he's behind it, he's in it, all that stuff. And also, we're praying for you. So text prayer to that number on the screen, and we're praying for you all the time. I want to go to one of the great stories. In fact, there's a first here for Jesus. He's going around Galilee collecting all of his followers. And we come to John chapter 2. By the way, this week, I'm challenging you to read through the book of John. 3 chapters a day. You'll get it, all right? John chapter 2 says this: On the third day, a wedding took place in Cana of Galilee, and Jesus' mother was there. And Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding as well. And when the wine ran out, Jesus' mother told him, "They don't have any wine." "What has this concern of yours to do with me, woman?" Jesus asked. "My hour has not yet come." "Do whatever he tells you," his mother told the servants. Now 6 stone water jars had been set there for Jewish purification. Each contained 20 or 30 gallons. "Fill the jars with water," Jesus told them, and so they filled them to the brim. And then he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the head waiter." And they did. And when the head waiter, or the master of the banquet, tasted the water after it had become wine, he did not know where it came from. And though the servants who had drawn the water knew, he called the groom. And he told him, "Everyone sets out the fine wine first, and then after people are drunk, the inferior wine. But you have kept the fine wine until now." Jesus did this, the first of his signs, in Cana of Galilee. He revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After this, he went down to Capernaum together with his mother, his brothers, and his disciples, and they stayed there only a few days. Jesus turned water into wine. This is the first of the miracles that he did. Remember, he's gathering, he's saying to at least 12 of the guys, "Follow me." Peter and James and John, Andrew, "Follow me." Nathaniel, Matthew, "Follow me." And as they begin, they go, okay, he's a rabbi, he's a teacher, he's calling us to be his students, but what kind of power, who are we talking about here? And so he comes to Cana in Galilee, and this is an interesting conversation between he and his mother, Mary. Remember, he's 30 years old now. And so Mary's watched him grow up from infancy, literally every step of the way. She knows the promises about him. And so she knows there's some power. And she also Jesus has probably had a conversation with her that says, hey, the ministry is getting ready to start. The time for me to start preaching and doing what God sent me here is going on. And so Mary had to know he had some supernatural powers. She knew that he was God in the flesh, and yet she didn't fully understand. She's very practical. They ran out of wine. We're at a party, and it's a wedding party. And remember, wedding feasts in the first century were more like week long. Now, we don't know how long Jesus stayed there, but it was a very important thing that drew all the family and all the friends, and really the whole village would come together. So it's a big thing to run out of wine. And there are these 6 water pots there that are used for purification. I want you to note this. Purification rites of the Jewish people before they would eat, they would wash their hands, but it was a very ceremonial washing to symbolize, now I'm clean, now I can go eat and be a part of this banquet. Well, Jesus says, hey, just fill those things with water. and then go and take some to the master of the ceremonies, or the one who's in charge. We might call them the wedding coordinator, and just see if this is okay. And the coordinator, the master of the feast, tastes it and says, "This is the best wine." Says to the grooms, most people put out the great wine first, and then after people have had enough, they've had their fill, they're drunk. Then you pour out the other stuff because nobody cares, right? But he said, this is the best wine. What's going on here? Well, there's a couple of things I want to share with us on this Monday. Jesus is turning water into wine. He's turning purification water into wine. Don't you see a little bit of the Last Supper where Jesus says, "This is my blood shed for you"? It's not a coincidence, I don't think, that Jesus turned, his first miracle was wine. And maybe his last miracle was wine when he said, "This is my blood shed for you." But I think there's something important here about our faith that I want to look at. Jesus says, "Mom, the time has not yet come." And yet she says, "Okay, that's cool." By the way, those words are not disrespectful. In the first, him calling her a woman, what do you have to do with me at this time? That's not disrespectful. That's just the way they talked in the first century. But she says this, and I love this. She says to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." That's a good thing for us on Monday. I don't always know how Jesus is going to work. I don't know what miracle he might do next. I don't know how he's going to answer all the prayers we talk about on Mike Talks here. I don't know so much, but I know this. If I just do what Jesus tells me, I'm going to see some miraculous stuff. I'm going to be taken care of. We don't think that Jesus did this because his mom asked him. We don't think Jesus did this because he wanted to show off. He just answers at the right time, in the right places, in the right way. And our job on this Monday is just do what he tells you to do. Can you imagine those servants said, "Nah, we don't want to fill those with water"? They would have missed a miracle. Sometimes I'm afraid we do too, because we just don't do what Jesus says to do, and we don't trust he's going to do it. Well, I hope that gets you through this Monday. I'm going to go get some more coffee. God bless you guys. Have a great day.